It's a bit loud.
Whoa, was my dude, I need
Show my vacancy! Show my vacancy!
Class! Class! Bobby Reed! Bobby Prima!
Ryan, they going to Liverpool.
Incredible! Leon Bailey!
my things in advance.
What an ambition! What an
What is some man? Bobby Reed, midfield. Jamaica bro. Yes, guys. Let me know if you hear me clear. Let me know if you hear me loud and clear. Ryan LFC, back at it again. I'm gonna be doing a video today for Ryan. Um, I know Ryan has the whole Liverpool thing going on, but we have to do a weekly roundup or a little roundup of Jamaican football, Reggae Boys football. Always something to talk about. Always something new happening around the team. Right now we have who we have Winfred Schaefer. Winfred Schaefer. We want to just like up the stream, everybody, when you come in. Let me just make sure I got everything sorted out right now. Before hold on. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today, guys. Schoolboy football is happening in Jamaica as well. Schoolboy football is happening in Jamaica as well. Yes, but we're gonna talk about Winfred Schaefer. We're gonna talk about Winfred Schaefer. Good morning, domination. We're talking about Winfred Schaefer is all over the news this week, guys. Talking about the Jamaican football team and Reggae Boys, everything Reggae Boys. It just seems like Winfred Schaefer keep popping up whenever it's World Cup time. Is it that Winfred Schaefer is back for a job? What's happening? Is Winfred Schaefer trying to get hired again? Is Winfred Schaefer trying to get Tappa out of his job a second time? Is that the case? Winfred Schaefer popped up this week in the news stating that, well, he said a lot of things. He said a lot of things which me and Winfred Schaefer does agree on. These are things I've been saying for a while on this channel, on this stream, especially about our local football, especially about having a local setup as to where that's the foundation of our football. Winfred Schaefer, he's lamenting some of the same things. It's just very funny for me that most of the things I spoke about when it comes to Jamaican football and the development of Jamaican football, these things have been lamented by past coaches and past players. Mr. Schaefer, he stated that Jamaica should have a local based team. Even right now, I felt that right after that Jamaica Premier League ended, the season ended, I thought we should have had the best players from those leagues. We should have had the best players from that league construct whether you call it a makeshift team, but here is a foundation of players who can constantly compete and improve, and you look for the pieces you need to fill in for moving forward. The fact is, we Jamaica technically don't have a football team right now. Jamaica doesn't have a football team in Jamaica. We have players scattered around the world. People will say to me, well, look at Brazil, look at Algeria, look at Morocco. Mate, I'm talking about Jamaica. Look at Jamaica. A lot of those teams still could put together a viable local team to go out there and compete. We're gonna touch on the Tappa thing, LFC domination, because what people don't understand is the longer the JFF takes to come out and speak about Tappa, Tappa is still the coach. Big up yourself, fresh God. People need to get this thing in their heads. The longer the JFF takes to come out and give us some clarification on this Tappa situation, Tappa is still the coach. Tappa is still the coach. So where what things are shaping up this way, it's potentially, big up yourself, fresh God. It's potentially gonna be this way. Paul Hall will be potentially the only person who could replace Tappa. The longer this takes for us to have some clarity. The GFF stated that they would have came out this week and said something on Tappa, nothing on Theodore Whitmore. Let you guys in the chat let me know, because there's a lot of speculation. I believe that I don't know if Tappa is gonna be out. I don't know if Tappa is gonna be out. It's starting to look bleak right now, guys. It's starting to look like they ended our celebration very quickly. You remember how we thought that Tappa was gonna be out? Seems like Tappa is still in, guys. Seems like Theodore Whitmore is still in there somewhere. Um, we know Tappa must go. We know Tappa must go. LFC domination. If you know, I'm Jay Taylor, the first person who really came out and said, "Yo, we need even fans for sign a petition to get Tappa out." That was one of my plots, and people said, "Yo, petition boss, them thing they not gonna work." Now it's the same people are here crying that Tappa must go. We're past that. I won't hold any grudges, but I'm saying what's happening with the JFF right now. Tappa is still there. Um, I know a lot of the YouTubers have been getting a lot of flack for basically people are saying the YouTubers jumped out the window and came out and broke the news. But I felt that someone in the JFF wanted this news to go out. I personally believe that somebody in the JFF wanted this news to go out. I think someone planted this seed. I think there's some kind of split or division happening in the JFF as to where they there's a split happening in the JFF to where the technical committees saw that Tappa needed to go, but they maybe didn't think that they had the support they needed, and so they had to put this out there to basically test the temperature of the fans to see how the fans are feeling. And if you can see, most the fans agree that Tappa must go. Most the fans agree that Tappa must go. Tappa leaving, that's another thing. Tappa going, that's another thing. That's a whole nother thing. Why have a technical committee if their vote doesn't really matter or their vote doesn't really count? Because if the technical committee voted 5-2 that Tappa goes and he's still there, it just tells you how it's not functioning. The JFF is not functioning basically, because the technical committee is who's supposed to basically guide the decision of the presidents and other people on the board who makes the ultimate decision. So it's like a non-functional government. It's not functioning. It's like we have these quote unquote job titles, but they're not being taken serious. There still hasn't been anyone from the JFF who came out and given any clarity. The newspaper, all the media houses, the Observer, the Gleaner, they're looking very shaky right now as well. Because I'm thinking that I would give all the YouTube channels a pass for actually breaking the news. But these things were confirmed by the Jamaican Observer, by the Gleaner, and the Star. A day later, we started to see them backtracking on these statements. But I'm saying none of these media houses confirmed with anyone from the JFF whether or not this was factual that Tappa will be removed. Because as the week went on, you can see these media houses starting to backtrack on their statement. Where are we now? Where I think the JFF made things way more messy than it could have been. It's now very messy for them because we're in a situation right now technically where Tappa has to go. we're in a situation right now where I saw Ravel Marsa coming out and saying that it wouldn't be a good idea to remove Tappa right now. Ravel, we support you, we respect you, Ravel, but just hang tight on this one. Let the Jamaican fans, let us take care of this one. Let the fans have some kind of moment of clarity. Because though you're on the field, you're getting to enjoy playing football, but we don't enjoy watching you guys play based on the coach that you guys have. So, with all due respect, Ravel Morrison, we love that you support Tappa, but we would like for you to sit this one out and let the fans voice their dismay and just anger of the kind of football that we had to stomach for all these months or these years under Theodore Whitmore. We respect all players. A lot of the players can't come out right now and defend Topper because you know what? Why they can't defend Topper? Because a lot of them hasn't been playing well either. With Topper as our coach, we will never qualify for the yeah, Fabian. Like I totally agree. I saw no disrespect. I saw a channel today posted that Jamaica playing New Zealand. So I like I respect all the channels but when I see things like this, I'm like, are these people actually being realistic? I understand the FIFA draw came out and the fourth place team in CONCACAF would be playing Oceania team, which is New Zealand. Guys, why are we putting up stuff saying Jamaica versus New Zealand? Like Jamaica has to beat Panama, who we are 7 points behind. We have to go to Panama to play Panama. We have to go to Canada to play Canada. Mexico has to come to Jamaica. How guys, how are we gonna win all these games with Tapa as the coach? Like I understand, like we when we write some of these things on YouTube, we should also write under it clickbait. Because like, come on, guys. Jamaica won't qualify the way we're playing. We have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. How we gonna when are we gonna play New Zealand? We have to go to Panama and beat a Panamanian team that gave us who gave us beat us by 3 goals at home in the office in Jamaica, in the national stadium. We have to go to their house and beat them. That's the team that's 7 points ahead of us. Why are we looking towards the fourth place qualifier? Guys, I said it. That game when we dropped 3 points in El Salvador, I thought it was over then. And I still strongly believe that. I believe the only way we can save this campaign is if a new coach comes in and Jamaica start playing full, just three at the back and attacking football. That's the only way we can go to this World Cup. We cannot go to this World Cup. I wouldn't even say the World Cup. We can't go to the playoff, the fourth place playoff, playing this conservative four backline football and one striker, and Mikel Antonio has to just play and hope he gets one mistake and he scores. That's not feasible going forward. We cannot. That's not sustainable. We have to play sustainable football where you have a midfield that's constantly producing opportunities and creating so your team have chances to score. So I think we're looking way too far ahead, guys. We're looking way too far ahead. We have another big game coming up. Big game coming up. Big game coming up. Mexico at the office. We're going to have to beat Mexico in Jamaica. To me, the way how Jamaica is playing right now, it feels like a home game for Mexico. I know Mexico lost that USA game, but at least Mexico knows what they want to do. I don't think this Jamaican team knows what we want to do as yet. That's the problem here. I'm not saying because I'm one of the people, I don't think Mexico is that good, but Jamaica is not good enough. That's the difference. I don't think Mexico is that good. I just think Jamaica, we're not playing that kind of football that we need to play to beat a Mexico. Still think we're going to have problems to beat Canada. Still think it's going to be a tough game going down there playing against that Panama team with a Scandinavian coach. I don't think we figured out that style of play as yet. I don't see that 3 points. So I would love to be an optimistic person, guys, but I'm a realistic person. I'm a realist. I'm gonna tell you how it is. We can come and we can say yes, we can qualify. Yes, we can qualify if we run the table. We have to run the table, and Panama has to lose at least 3 games. That's how it's looking right now. Panama has to lose 2 games and draw two, or lose 2 games and draw one, and we run the table for us to actually catch up to Panama in that fourth place. So it's it's not looking it's not looking very good right now. It's not looking very good right now. Hold on, I think we're supposed to have somebody else joining me. Okay, hold on. I got to add somebody to the screen. Hold on. Is backstage. Yes. So I would love to see Schaefer as the reggae boy coach. LFC domination. I don't know if I want to see Winfred Schaefer as the coach again. To be honest with you, don't know if I want to see Winfred Schaefer as the coach again, because Winfred Schaefer, to me, I don't want Winfred Schaefer just keep popping up when he's hold on, Lincoln. I'm getting Ryan in the back right now, so he could add you on screen. So just hang tight for a second. Just add Lincoln for me, dear Ryan. Yes, yes, Lincoln. Add your camera up. Yes. Yeah. Lincoln, I was just telling the fans, I I wouldn't want to see Winfred Schaefer as the coach right now, to be honest. I don't want Winfred Schaefer only keep popping up when it's time for to take Tappa's job.
Yeah,
You
man,
know,
that they bought the sale, man. We know.
yeah, and for me, Winfred Schaefer also has a substitution problem.
We
I
want a,
think
we want a young
yes,
progressive coach, brother, with
yeah,
new ideas. You know what I mean? We don't need somebody who coach the team in the past and fail. We need someone else. So, with a pass for Winfred Schaefer, brother. Young
yes.
progressive coach, brother. Young progressive coach.
But
You know what I mean?
have you read any of the articles that Winfred Schaefer spoke in this week?
I see some things online still, but I'm not really optimistic to read nothing about the team whilst Tappa in charge. I'm gonna see no movement the thing. So I'm not really enticing for read nothing what pertaining to the team at the moment. You know what I mean? Because the JFF, the people that are in charge of the team, they're not making any move in a positive way. You know what I
Yes.
mean? We try salvage what we have left of the campaign. You know what I mean? So it's dawning, brother. I tell you the truth. I don't really feel brother. I don't really feel excited anymore, brother. I
Okay. Yeah.
wanna see no changes I make, brother. The same old, brother.
Same old. Ed Lopez said we shouldn't be worried alone about Panama. We should be worried about Costa Rica. My thing is Costa Rica is beatable.
Yeah,
My
but
problem is we're gonna have to beat Panama, who gave us. You have a headphone linking, because I'm getting feedback from you.
sorry, I'm returning. My headphone probably there's something
Is
else.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to play Panama again at home, away to Panama, who beat us at home 3-0. And I see people posting up linking that Jamaica versus New Zealand in the Oceania qualifiers. I'm like, guys,
We see something a flash across my social media platforms. Brother, to be realistic, there's too many teams that we have to hope say no do well. You know what I mean? We have Costa Rica, we have Panama, and then we have Mexico, same way. We have fight for the fourth spot. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So there's too many pieces for Jamaica too. I don't think it's not possible, brother. They left it too long, brother. JFF left the decision too long, brother. They should have axed up a long time from the Gold Cup. You know what I mean? When them never do that, I know I said Jamaica wasn't gonna qualify for the World Cup, brother. Cause I never watch the Gold Cup and I never see no plan. Even though he had capable players, we never see anything different. You know what I mean? So we just know say we wouldn't qualify with a man like Tappa in charge. You know what I mean?
And the funny thing about that linking is when I came on stream and I said this before the Gold Cup started, I said Theodore Whitmore is not progressive minded enough, and for me, him having a CONCACAF B license, I thought would affect him going forward.
Yeah, but what the,
This is my theory for that though.
yeah, but
Lincoln, I
yeah,
felt like he was missing the next piece that he needed to be added to become a more rounded coach, to understand the entirety of being a coach, including making substitution, tactical changes,
even
tactical
even with the license, even if
setups.
he had the A license or whatsoever, that still would mean say he would be able to do the job. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you're not at that level, because coaching, you know, brother, there's a lot of facets to the coaching thing. You know? It's not just having the license, A plus license or B or C, whatever license you want to possess, brother. You have to have the nick for the game. You have to have the understanding. You have to see the picture in your head. How your team play. How you want your team play. You know what I mean? If you don't have that, brother, it's just like track and field. It's either you have it, no amount of training can make Justin Gatlin run fast like you see on board, brother.
Well, steroids, training with steroids, that
Man, I
works.
can't run so fast,
And
brother. It's either you have it, brother, or you don't.
oh,
Brother.
you don't. And I want to add again, Lincoln. Sorry that we're jumping all over the place a little bit. A lot of people are asking. That a lot of people were saying that we should have Neville Bell as the coach. By the way, guys, St. George's pick up 6 yesterday. St.
Brother.
George's pick up 6 from JC yesterday. So this is what I'm saying. All the local coaches, I think they're lacking something, bro.
Brother,
They're
you
lacking
can't
something.
use high school football to judge professional athletes, brother. Not because he did well at the schoolboy level doesn't mean he's gonna be able to do it on the national level, brother. It's totally different thing, brother. And I don't think he have any experience on that front. So I don't think he would do any better than Tappa, brother. Even though I think he's a better coach than Tappa. But the players need someone who can command respect, brother. You know what I mean?
Winfred Schaefer, he's a good coach. I remember when Winfred Schaefer used to coach, I think he used to coach Cameroon, right?
Yeah.
He was a coach of Cameroon at one point, and they played very well under. But some of the backlash that he got when he was coaching Cameroon was that he was conservative as well. And he used to keep players on the bench that a lot of Cameroonians felt should have been on the pitch. And I saw him do a similar thing with Jamaica. I remember when Tuffy Anderson was firing in the English in the JPL, and everybody in Jamaica is saying give Tuffy a chance. I remember Tuffy scored, I think, an equalizer in his first game.
Come on, brother.
We
can't use that for judging, brother.
I won't use that for judge. I was just saying it was a scenario where that was a big thing at the moment, where everybody was saying Tuffy Anderson need to actually even be in the team. I don't even think he got a call up till that point. So and I saw games where Winfred Schaefer he was pushing this kid Michael Seaton. Seaton was very young at the moment. He really liked him. He was around 17. I remember Jamaica had a really good game against Serbia, I think in New Jersey, where Michael Seaton, I think he scored a header, beautiful header in that game. But he needed to make a substitution. He didn't want to make the substitution that game. So I'm afraid of these coaches, Lincoln, who are afraid to make substitution.
Well, it's complicated in the mind of a coach, you know, brother, because we don't really know what they're looking for. You know what I mean? We see one thing because we're just spectators. We're not the ones under pressure. We're not the ones setting out our game plan. You know what I mean? So them things are kind of complex, brother. So I never try to understand why the coaches don't make substitution. You see me? But what I say is, We need a younger progressive coach, brother. We don't need a older coach, brother. You know what I mean? We need a younger youth, flexible, adaptable. So we can move the thing forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think Tappa the man, brother. We need something else, brother. We need something different, brother. For the next campaign. Because me right now this a campaign already.
I'm with you on this, Lincoln. I think this one is over. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I feel like this one is over.
Brother, then brother, we had pan visit the campaign. The campaign over from El Salvador, brother. Me tell him, me supposed to tell
I
him
said the
before
same
game.
thing. El Salvador was El Salvador was the key point where we could have grabbed that 3 points to kind of just steady the ship a little bit. And even if we got a draw against the US, we still would have got 4 points. Here we are now. We got 2 points from those 2 games, and we're still contemplating whether or not we should fire the coach.
The approach with the coach take, that's why we lost the game, brother. See the coach's approach. He approached the game conservative, even though we have a better team than El Salvador, brother. Why would you approach the game defensive when you should have just put out your attacking players them and try score as much goal as you can, brother? No need for you to set up defensively and not try nick on the counter when you're a better team.
I found that crazy. That's the same thing I said, Lincoln. We're going to El Salvador. And I remember somebody said, I was watching a video where somebody was saying Tappa was practicing the counter attack in training yesterday. And I'm like, why is he practicing counter attack? That tells me he's planning to give them the edge, making them feel like they're the better team. Then we soak up pressure and try to counter. No, they should be planning how to counter attack us. This is why the mind. I think one of the biggest thing is the mindset.
Tappa no approach no game in that manner, brother. Tappa approach all game the same, regardless of the opponent, brother. Him set up defensively. You know what I mean? Regardless of the quality of the opponent, that's the same way him set up in every single game. That's why Jamaica never dominate no match. Them never have 55% in our game yet.
Ever. And we have to bench Speedy Williams the next game as well. I think we need to bench Speedy Williams. He's holding the team back, Lincoln. He's a good player, but Speedy Williams. Now it's time to bring back Michael Hector. Michael Hector needs to be back in the team the next game.
We have players.
Opinion.
We have players who carry out the task. Michael Hector can deliver.
Who's that player? Who's that player? Who's the player, Lincoln? Outside of Anthony Grant. So now you're gonna say that Haka and Speedy Williams is the man to get the job done?
Oh, brother, there's nothing wrong with Speedy in the team. It's just my opinion. And I mean,
no, I don't have a problem with Speedy in the team. I have a problem with Speedy getting so much playing time.
No, but Speedy has been one of the most consistent players over the period, so we wouldn't beat Speedy. I don't have no problem with Speedy whatsoever, brother. You know what I mean?
You see, Lincoln, I'm gonna send you some clippings of Speedy Williams, and I'm gonna point out to you where Speedy Williams have the option of making passes to his right or to his left, just as a midfielder. You know, when you even in D Cup, when you play the Costa Cup, one of the first thing when you're playing in midfield, the coach used to say, turn, take the ball, turn now, turn. You ever see Speedy Williams take the ball and turn and distribute it?
Yeah, man, many times. And I'll be fear to Speedy, man. And the system, the system when the coach deploy, you can't just blame the players, brother. If you don't have no option.
No, that's not a system. Lincoln, may I disagree there, so?
2, 3 option in attack, you can't go for, you can't advance.
May I disagree there, so Lincoln? That's not an option. That's not I think that's just Speedy's football IQ. He doesn't have that that vision to see the game.
So what can Hector bring that Speedy can't?
I think Hector brings more experience. I think he brings more experience, though he gives you the. My problem with Michael Hector is this one thing: he is mistake prone in the final third. He makes
Why would you bring Hector if he's mistake,
But
bro?
overall,
Speedy's
I
not
think
making many mistakes, brother.
Speedy's not making many mistakes, but he's not also, to me, I would rather having a player who gives me one mistake and gives me
Nah,
more going forward than a player who
no,
makes
brother.
no mistake and gives me nothing going
We're
forward.
not be fair to Speedy, man. If we are compare Speedy with Hector, then there's way bigger issue than Speedy, brother. Speedy are the last man who would have changed out of the team because he's been one of the
No, I'm
most.
not gonna change Speedy out of the
No, I
squad
mean
or
out of the
anything.
starting 11. If me are the coach, Speedy have to play, brother. If me are the coach, personally. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm the last person me I go choose for this like take out of the team, brother. You know what I mean? Hector serving time, man, but good servant, but him serving time. We need some, brother. Like I said, brother, more experience is overrated too, you know, brother. We need this
But
player because experience. Sometimes it's overrated, brother. You know what I mean? If they're
but
not bringing
sometimes
much to the
so
team.
Lincoln, and we just want set to the fans them just like anybody in the chat. It's I know a lot of people are watching the games today. There's a lot of Premier League games on, a lot of football on TV today. I think it's Saturday. Yeah, just like the video. We will only be doing an hour video. Ryan is at work, guys. I'm just gonna try to do a show an hour each weekend, just a little roundup of what's happening in the football sphere. Nothing. So you guys are the people who is asking for Ryan. No worry, sir. Ryan will be back. Ryan is just working, and he's also running the watch along for the Liverpool game. This one is just strictly about Jamaican football and just a roundup of the weekly events surrounding the football. Um, yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference with me right there. So, Lincoln is I think a new coach comes in, he's
Yeah.
gonna bench Speedy. I'm telling you, a new coach, even Winfred Schaefer would bench Speedy. I'm telling you, because of you see, good coaches. The thing that annoys you the most
Yeah.
is when a player can turn and make a simple pass and the player doesn't
But,
see that.
but he can do it. He can do it. I wouldn't say
So
he
why is
can't.
he not doing it? I think
As me
Michael
said
Hector
earlier,
is more
as I
class
said
than Speedy in that.
as I said earlier, maybe the options going forward are not there. Cause we see how the team sets up, brother. So
Let's see
we
what
can't
Daniel
just
Johnson.
we
What Daniel
can't just
Johnson
say
say?
we can't just say nah go forward when we see how the team set up. We know there is not many options ahead of him.
Okay.
You know what I
Daniel
mean?
Johnson says Speedy is not on the level of Michael Hector. What do you think?
Oh, that's his opinion, brother. My opinion, Speedy is better. So I just said the
Speedy
thing,
is
but not
better than
everybody is
Michael
gonna
Hector.
not
Whoa.
everybody is gonna agree with each other.
I think I think Speedy do the small things better, but overall I don't think Speedy is a better player than Michael Hector. I just think overall, I think if you want consistency and doing the little things right all the time, Speedy is your man.
But
But
brother, but Hector not do the small things or the big things, brother. What are you guys talking about? Honestly. Come on, brother.
I, I
What Hector can
I
do,
think Hector
brother.
is better especially with he's better on long balls. He's better defensively in the box because based on his height. I think that just overall my only letdown is
Man,
like
mobile. Brother,
overall he just has a
Hector
mental
not even
letdown every
mobile,
game.
brother.
Hmm?
Hector no mobile. Hector too slow. Brother, come on, brother. I mean, I want to criticize the player, but you know what I mean? But as long as I say, brother, scam of them a call me. There's bigger issue in the team. You know what I mean? The biggest issue what we need to tackle are the coach. And then we can tackle the presidency. You know what I mean? We need to make our voice heard, you know what I mean? We can't just blame the players, brother. You know what I mean?
But the
Before I
coach,
blame the players at this moment, me I go blame the hierarchy, brother. That's
let's
what I
read
say.
let's read this one where what is it says young legend bang bang says Hector look for highlights plays tend to make mistakes. Okay, and tend to make mistakes. Okay. Um, make we hear what King Six said. Bro, Hector got bought by Chelsea before Speedy's like 29, going 30, and just showing a little promise. Different levels. Hear that?
So, brother,
King Six said different levels.
but have you ever made an appearance for Chelsea?
Well, I don't know if he made an appearance for
Brother,
Chelsea
that what I say a
first
while
team.
ago, irrelevant, brother.
But
Chelsea
Speedy
just
has Speedy
Chelsea,
made an appearance in the MLS or anything?
brother. Chelsea acquire players strictly for business. Certain players, they just buy them and loan them out and make money off a loan. So you can't come
No,
and
but he was a young player at that time. He was
but
a
he
young player
never
that they
played,
thought.
brother. Brother, he
I
was at
know, but
Chelsea
there's a lot of
about 20
Lincoln.
something.
Me and you know, there's a lot of players who are coming up through the ranks who actually don't make it into the first team. If you don't make it into the first team, you get shipped out on loan.
Yeah. But the quality
So
we no guys that talk about me never see that for no, brother.
come
Hector
on,
not play
Lincoln.
no
I think
football
you're
for
being a
no.
bit biased when it comes to Michael Hector and his quality. I strong. Let's read one more comment and I'll let you get back to that point.
Well, I said,
Show
me
me a
boy.
video of Hector controlling a ball and turning Taylor, trolling.
Exactly. Show me that video there, brother. I remember
Hear what?
the thing that I see a while ago.
Mhm.
I score my memory and I can't recall where me see with Michael Hector. Make one of
All
them
right.
pass
So
away different.
the problem is the difference where Michael Hector doesn't need the ball, need to turn a lot to play with to make that pass. On my experience of watching Michael Hector, he's more playing with his back facing our goal. So he tends to have the play in front of him. For some reason, it seems like Speedy has his back towards the opponent goal and he makes that safe pass back to the defenders. That's what I'm talking about. So if this is
Maybe
Speedy's game linking, I'm saying he has to expand his game where he's able to either turn right or left. Go watch the last USA game. Like Speedy had the opportunity to just turn and just make a little pass out to anybody, and he just pass it back to the defender and put low under pressure. He put
coach's
low under so
instruction,
much
brother.
pressure the last
Coach's
game.
instruction
That's not. I don't think that's a coach instruction linking. That's
on
that's where
tactics.
we're having a problem. No,
And
I
tell you,
think that's a player not reading the game correctly.
all that time, I tell you, that are the tactics of the coach. So.
All right.
If there's no support in midfield, only what the man supposed to do? If you have play midfield, brother, nobody now come for no combination pass. You don't have no option either. You. What are you gonna do with the ball, brother? As a centre mid.
All
Have to
right,
make a back pass or a side pass, brother.
Kevin.
You don't
Let's
have
see
no
what
option.
Kevin Reed said, bro. Hector better than Speedy any day. Speedy cannot make a pass.
No, that him. Then me say the same thing about Hector, brother. I just opinion thing, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
We're not
think
gonna
Speedy
we're not
has a
gonna go
problem
with this,
passing the football. So what does Speedy actually what guys you can tell me in the chat what does Speedy do well
Man,
actually?
the man of dissect Speedy.
No, you tell me what does Speedy do well, Lincoln. Then tell me what Speedy actually does well.
You not keep possession of the football, brother.
But when he keeps possession of the football, my problem is Speedy puts the team under pressure with his back passes, bro.
No, brother.
You
Speedy,
gotta
brother.
Lincoln, you gotta watch again. One of the things where I wish if there wasn't copyright claims where we could break down games on screen to see footage of games. I would show you numerous times where Speedy is putting the last game while Low had so much was under so much pressure because Speedy kept putting him under pressure with all those back passes.
So, brother, how can a midfielder be put in a centre half under pressure in a professional game because he make a back pass?
No, it's not that linking. We know that you're gonna have to pass the ball back, but on every play, you're not turning once.
If we're supposed to play possession football, brother, obviously the centre mid have to pass the ball back to the at times. You know what I mean? Because if we're supposed to play possession football, brother, remember you have to play against our opposing team where you have to press you know. So you have to pass back the ball regardless of which midfield or which level you're at, brother.
Yeah. But
So
I think this is
only make side pass and go check them man. You can't be
this is something me and you are go this is something where me and you are go disagree.
Yeah,
But
we don't agree with this, brother.
with that one yeah. As King Six says, King Six said, bro, Speedy can't get into a MLS first team. Don't size him up with Hector.
But Hector can't get in a MLS first team either, brother.
I think so. I think Michael Hector could get in a MLS first team. No, Lincoln, you're really being biased though, bro. Like Lincoln, you're really being biased though. You don't think
No,
Michael Hector could get into a first team MLS, even on the bench for your MLS team? I think you're being dishonest now.
I'm not dishonest, I swear. I don't think him can make a
You don't think Michael Hector could make the bench for MLS first team?
right now? No.
Oh my God, yo,
All right, so
Lincoln,
brother,
come on, bro,
if you
come
are
on,
gonna use
bro.
that, if you are gonna use that, brother, then Speedy no can make a MLS bench too.
I don't know about that right now,
Speedy no
bro.
can. And then if you are gonna use the same thing with Hector, I not can use the same with Speedy, brother.
No, because I think the and this is the thing that Hector has as an advantage over Speedy. He can play different positions in as a defender for you.
But
He,
he play many position, yes, but how many of them he master?
that's another story. But the ones he actually is decent at,
Yeah, he said about the
is
one
he a
with
better
speed,
player than
speed.
all right. Young legend said the man really hate Hector.
No man, you know, I'm not hate Hector, brother. As a god. I don't hate me hate Hector, you know, brother. I just think the Speedy is a better player at the moment than Hector. That's all, brother.
Mm,
You know what I mean? But I don't think, I don't see what Hector can bring away. But you guys
all right.
are calling for him to come back.
So, may I read Carl H2 comments in one. Him say Hector can be in a MLS starting 11, and he said Speedy needs more experience.
Well, I feel my opinion.
Speedy is older than Michael Hector, right?
Probably my no man, Hector probably older.
I don't know Michael
Or
Hector's
basically,
age.
maybe the
Are they
same
there
age.
around the same
Maybe the
age,
same
right?
age. Maybe the same age.
It says that the brother are just a hate on the ball, yes. That's
Brother, I'm not hate pan the ball, you know. Why the man them say me a hate pan the ball, brother? Because I said the murder Speedy in the team.
well, Speedy soon retire, bro. LOL. What more experience, man? About 30.
No, I never said nothing more experience, you know.
Yo.
JT
Yeah,
mentioned experience, you know. I mean, you know.
Yeah. I think all right. The thing is, bro, as I said, we really needed a CDM, and we didn't fix the whole CDM thing, over this campaign. Remember, Lincoln, from the Gold Cup, we've been crying out for a CDM. Everybody thought Kevin Stewart would have been the savior, and I said, guys, don't bank on Kevin Stewart. Kevin Stewart haven't played a full season of football ever. Ever since
Injured.
he's been at Liverpool, he's always injured. He's always that player that showed flashes, and that's why Liverpool dumped him off in the first place. He just couldn't. He was never healthy. Because if Kevin Stewart was healthy, Kevin Stewart would have been a starter at Liverpool. Because he came through the ranks, and he actually, the commentators, if you look at a lot of his highlights, they were like, "This is one for the future." But he just always have these other toe injuries, ankle injuries, and he just can't stay fit for a whole season. So guys, don't pay attention to Lincoln. Lincoln have big money on all of these games this weekend. When you see football on, big money is on the line. Heart a race.
I check me there, I check where I go.
When you see Lincoln,
Gladbach, them just score, right? Man, look, man.
yeah, man. When I sat there like this, man, Lincoln Heart a race, man. Big games on the line, so it's a big money popping this Saturday.
We'll check the Gladbach, them.
I only had bets on one big game today. I had Liverpool winning this game by at least 3 goals.
You
So
can't lose that game.
yeah,
Liverpool got a
yes,
3-0 up, them supposed to 3 up.
yeah. So that's why you bet when you know so your team cannot lose. Yeah. So say put Hector in a Jamaica Premier League. He won't be the best defender or midfielder in the Jamaica League. I wish shooter gonna say.
But more agree with shooter Guna thing, brother.
Oh my God. No, guys. Now the thing
Brother,
become really disrespectful now.
JT, you know it's easy to play in the arm, watch it. You see, if you come to a system since you were like 5-year-old, yeah? You come to a system, you have the technical ability and everything. You don't need talent, Honestly, you don't really need talent to play football. You just need the technical ability and awareness and everything. You know what I mean? And that Hector have no talent, none at all, bro.
All right. So,
See,
all
man,
right. I can agree with Lincoln and
you put him on the
Shooter.
Jamaica Premier League. when the man them play buff buff beef football, never drop no ball, bro.
Yo, IT push. You can still watch the Jamaica. You can watch the Liverpool watch along. It's going on Ryan's channel as well. It's two lives going on Ryan channel. This one is about Jamaica football roundup. You can watch Ryan and them. They're on the same channel, which is the other live. You can watch them. All right. So when I say Michael Hector wouldn't even perform in the Jamaica Premier League, you know why I
No,
made agree with you, know?
that's a
Because the
stretch
ball
right there.
game is
That's a
so
stretch. That's
the
a
ball
stretch.
game so unprofessional and all
Brother,
over the place.
I joke that.
Michael Hector for sure wouldn't be able to play in the league and
What I
show
play,
his
man, the
best.
easy thing that man, the league, I don't know. I joke, man. Jamaica League, not easy to play, that, brother, at the moment. League
Yeah,
not
I
much,
don't
man.
think it's an easy league for any so all right. So no, moving forward, let's we beat that. Like me and Lincoln just square off, and I told Link I disagree. I think Michael Hector is a better player than Speedy Williams. I think Speedy Williams, I know people think he's one of the most consistent players, but he's holding back the team because he can't pass. And when you have a player like that, the, Anthony Grant is not a passer either. That's the
No, but
problem.
you're
Haka
not
is not a
expecting,
passer.
you're
So
not
you have
expecting
three
your
guys who's
defense,
not a passer linking on the pitch.
but you're not expecting your defensive midfielder to be a passer, brother.
So what are we
Him know
expecting them
team.
to do?
Him
I
what?
know, but you
Him what?
expect them to break up tackles. But when they break up tackle, what you expect them to do with the ball after that linking?
Pass you after the general. That's how it is.
Then that's why I'm saying even when they got the ball, they're not. Listen, Speedy Williams. Listen, when you can't have an Anthony Grant and I think and a Speedy Williams and a Haka in the team. So basically, you're saying to the whole team, guys, when the ball is in this quarter of the pitch, we're not gonna have any passes. That's what you're saying, basically. I think those three players gives you nothing in the passing lanes. It's just they're there to break up play, and you're just a defensive structure going forward. Would you bring in another? Try to get a CDM for the next game, the next window.
Uh, brother, I don't think I see them are the biggest problem, brother. Grant we're good with Grant, brother. I'm good with Speedy. Like I say, I don't think that's the problem. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't fix that the position there yet. Well, glad about that show game.
Well, the problem with that for me is if you're gonna start Speedy and you're gonna start Anthony Grant and you're not gonna start Ravel Morrison, it's a joke thing. If you're gonna start Speedy
I wouldn't
Williams
bench Ravel.
and Lamar Walker and and Anthony Grant,
Ravel
this
would be a sure starter in my team, brother.
that's what's so confusing. The campaign continues, guys. Tappa must go. We all know that, but I felt like we beat that. We have beat the horse there so much where you see it dead. It now wake up. My thing is the longer the JFF don't say anything about this, Tappa is gonna potentially be the coach. Because what's gonna happen is they will have less time to transition over into hiring another coach. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Every week that go by where you don't hear anything, it's more guaranteed that Tappa will be the coach going forward. What
Yeah,
says you on that, Lincoln?
brother. Honestly, brother, I think Mr. Ricky to hold up the thing. So I think the Tappa will still be in charge. Still. And I mean, I don't think Ricky have the guts
Yeah.
fix that Tappa. I mean, I don't know why them are holding on to Tappa so long. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense to me, brother, because if majority of the technical committee vote say, yeah, we have to make a change, why would we still be holding on to them? Unless you see certain quality in him.
Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up, right? It doesn't add up.
That's the only thing we can see. If the Mr. Ricky see something with the rest of Jamaica not really see.
Just not seeing, right?
You know what I mean? So,
And he just got appointed vice president of some kind of CONCACAF thing. I'm like,
brother, it look like them man them we are running on committee and then deluded, brother. What is
yeah, bro, I think you actually need to do a bad job to get further.
The whole thing chaotic, brother, leading up to the Gold Cup. Jamaica in a disarray, brother. So I don't know how this man I get. Brother, the man is a swindler, brother.
Is a swindler, bro. I think Lincoln seeing Mr. Ricketts getting appointed as some kind of vice president. I'm thinking like, what? I was like, I get it now. You just need to do a terrible job and you get promoted for things in Jamaica.
The rest of them in the Caribbean most poor, brother.
Yeah. Or it's some kind of big politics that's happening
Brother, that
we
don't make
don't
no
sure of.
sense to me, brother. Jamaica in a turmoil, brother. Players
Yeah.
now get salary. This man
So we have a next 10 minutes to go, Lincoln. We are gonna do things very quickly. I'm gonna just call this now the what we call this now. It's like a fire segment. I'm gonna just throw some quick questions to you. You just have to give me the first answer.
Yeah, man.
Does Jamaica beat Mexico next game at home?
No.
Why?
Brother, they're not good enough, brother. Right now, we're uncertain who coach the team. We don't have no clarity, brother. So, you know what I mean? Mexico organized right now. Mexico is a wounded animal. You know what I mean? They know them have to get the next 3 points, brother. Jamaica are that committed, brother. Right now, we're in a disarray. So, I not expect we are going to win the game against Mexico. When Mexico are a better team, better prepared, better manager. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I expect Mexico to come out with the 3 points. That's
Quick
what I
fire
expect.
segment.
With
All
that
right.
said, I think Jamaica can get something out of the game. You know what I mean? Because of football and the ball around.
All right, so we're doing the quick fire segment, guys. We have 9 minutes, so I'm just giving Lincoln some quick fire questions. Do you think Winfred Schaefer will replace Tappa Whitmore as the coach for the next window?
Well, knowing the JFF, I wouldn't put it past them for reappoint Schaefer. You know what I mean? Knowing them, they would appoint him if he's available for the job.
Big up yourself, Coach Karoom. Does Jamaica gets that 4th spot in CONCACAF?
Definitely not, brother. Jamaica come about 7.
Okay,
if we keep Whitmore, if we get rid of Whitmore, we think we can come 5th or 6th. But I don't think they can make it. It's too far gone, brother. It's too far gone.
Too far gone. Okay. So you say do you see Jamaica? What position in the table you see Jamaica ending up at the end of this?
Whitmore 7th, without Whitmore 5th or 6th.
Okay. How much let me see this now. Do you think Jamaica, I want to say this now, you think Jamaica can actually catch up to Panama or at least make it competitive?
Definitely not, brother. If Whitmore is still in charge, no. If not, I still would have said no, brother. Brother, as I said, I don't see Jamaica I go on a winning spree, brother, with the way how them play. So I don't see, we are going to catch Panama, brother. We never stuff a team yet. We never put 3 goals past a team. So I don't see how Jamaica I go suddenly go on a winning spree and pass Costa Rica, Panama. No, brother.
And that's you just made a strong point right there, Lincoln. That's something that I really agree with you. When I hear people talking about Jamaica running the table, I'm saying, when has Jamaica won 2 games in a row? Anywhere? When has Jamaica been on a 3 games winning streak? Much less to go on a 3 game winning streak against Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, El Salvador, and Canada. Like, guys, Jamaica hasn't been on a 3 game winning streak since I think 98.
Jamaica struggle to get a draw against the team. So
we're struggling. We're struggling, guys. This is not the people have to understand. Jamaica lost 3-0 at the National Stadium, which is considered our office, to Panama.
Brother,
now we're going to their home and we're planning to beat them, and Jamaicans are making it seems like this is 3 points in the bag. I'm not getting this this way of thinking.
In any aspect in life, my boss, see, you can't just nothing no magically just happen for you, brother. If you want to be a track star, you know, go just magically happen. You have to put in the work, brother. Proper planning, execution, brother. You can't just say, a Jamaica will come from and I'm going to beat Panama and happen. No, brother. Them now put in the work. You expect Jamaica to beat them.
I think that was one of the big
That make no
mistakes we
sense,
made.
brother.
That was one of the big mistakes we made this campaign, Lincoln. And this is where I got a lot of flack from fans because the fans they felt this thing like, yo, Taylor, my youth, you don't know real fan dog. Oh, you go say this side, I go lose. I'm saying, bro, I can be a real fan and still be realistic. This is what people don't understand. Football doesn't play off my emotion, how I feel. It's what's happening with the players you have. Are your players prepared? Is the team prepared? Do you have a coach who is tactically ready to um let me say
Outmaneuver the
coach
other.
his opponent? You see, I mean, it's all these criteria that's needed to be met for Jamaica to actually accumulate points and move forward. So when people were talking of emotions, I remember one time a man said, "Yo, more the thing them a go kick, the thing them a go bust off over Nanny Town tonight when when Mikel Antonio score up a stadium. You know what Jamaica pick up against Panama 3."
No,
And
brother.
I was one of the people them on it. I was one of the persons on stream saying, guys, just be relax. It is football. Mikel Antonio though, the only positive that I took from these two games is that for the rest of the campaign, as long as Mikel Antonio is here, Shamar Nicholson won't be able to grace us with his presence on the pitch of missing goals. That's one of the biggest positive thinking. At least Mikel Antonio own that spot where only if he's injured, we don't have to see Shamar out there walking.
Brother, as I said, I have no problem with Shamar being on the pitch. I don't go tackle up on it. I mean, Shamar one of my favorite players. So
Yo, Shamar was one of my favorite players, bro.
can't
Until
stop.
Shamar
I
came
just
back.
saw the thing, brother. We have to understand, brother. We can't just
Mm.
I say, yo, the coach no good and him no tactics and this and that, and then we blame the players, brother. No, brother. I know so the thing, brother. We can't blame Shamar. He must score without Antonio and Shamar score the most goal in the campaign. So
That's true.
we
That's
can't go
true.
beat. What we are going to beat
Lincoln,
Shamar for? What's the purpose?
be honest to me here, Lincoln. You see, the Shamar Nicholson that came on and scored that goal against the USA. And then after that, we had the runner games in the Caribbean Cup and the World Cup qualifiers. The Shamar Nicholson we saw there, the Shamar Nicholson that came back to the Gold Cup squad, that wasn't the Shamar Nicholson because I was a fan of the Shamar Nicholson before the one we come back to the Gold Cup.
No, at that time he had the fire in his belly, sir. It was different. That was a different time. We can't
Okay,
say
it was
he's
that.
not the same
Okay.
player. He's a better player now. He's actually a better player now.
I
You
don't
know what I
know.
mean?
I
But
don't know.
because the whole team has suffered, it looked like say the ball and perform, but the whole team has suffered, brother. Because no tactics and no style of play or nothing, brother. The whole team has suffered. So I'm not going to beat Shamar, brother. Shamar not the one of the players that I'm going to beat or criticize.
Shamar, I thought Shamar was one for the future, but for me, he just gotten much slower. He just looks too slow for me now, Lincoln. The way he's turning
He's a
on
goal
the
scorer,
football,
brother.
him looks slow. Like when I used to see Shamar Nicholson, like right before the Gold Cup, that Shamar Nicholson, because I think he got injured at one point, he got injured and he missed a bunch of the friendly games, right? You remember?
Yeah.
When we went to Saudi Arabia, that's where Javon East and those guys got into the team. He didn't turn that slow. I don't know, but let me read out a few more comments.
What's good?
Coach Karumi, big up yourself. You say
Big up, coach.
Schaefer is back. Schaefer is back. The Mary go around.
Oh, he's actually back or just
No,
pretending?
he's not back yet. But I know what he's saying. If we're serious, we need to beat Mexico. Coach Cameroon said, we pay off Schaefer yet? That's what I heard. We used to owe Schaefer some money. Good morning, family. Jerome Chambers.
So is there a
Jermaine
possibility
Chambers.
of Schaefer coming back or just speculation?
I don't know. He just seems to be popping up right now. And you see coaches start pop up them head like this, He look like he wasn't he coaching somewhere in Israel. What's
I think
guys? Let us know what's
somewhere in the Middle East. Somewhere in the Middle East, yes, but I don't think of
in
Israel.
Israel. Yeah.
I don't think of Israel, man. Maybe Qatar or one of them places.
Yeah, he was. I'll find out. Fresh God said Boza missed too much chances for Jamaica, brother. You are because you rate him, cloud your judgment. You're being absolutely biased,
No,
Lincoln
brother, but
fans.
Blake make whole heap of whole heap of mistake. Low make whole heap of mistake. That don't mean say me no want to see them back in the team, brother. Where we have
Okay.
put out Shamar as a target, Shamar score goals, brother. Him no get whole heap of opportunities like what we talk about. He might miss a one chance in a one game or get magnified because we don't get many chances. So
Oh,
football going on, brother. Every striker miss chances, you know. Even if the great Mo Salah miss whole heap of chance. But because he might play in a well-oiled machine where you create multiple chances, when him score, everybody forget about the two he miss.
yeah,
And that's why
Superboy
we
say he's
can't blame the
coaching.
player.
The Superboy say he's coaching. Yes, he's coaching in Saudi Arabia. I know Mikel Kohli is his assistant. Didn't know he was in Saudi. Hot Chili says Boza need more service. I think Boza need to service the bench more often. That's my take on that. I think that's the service we need from Boza. Him to service the bench
So,
and
brother,
learn the game. One thing
let me say
Boza has
something, man.
going for him though. Boza always seem to be in the right place at the right time, just can't finish.
Brother, but me not see the same thing with Roof. Miss Roof miss way easier chance than both than me not see the same uproar up on the internet. In a multiple game, Messi Roof miss whole heap of chance. Empty. That may I tell you, say the fans them biased, daddy. Sometimes to certain players. The fans them fit Lego the biased. Everybody when Antonio miss chance, I see him when we are gonna say him to come out of the team.
But if
He's
all
gonna
right,
miss chance. He's
we
going to
we
miss
we,
chance.
we
Definitely.
understand that, Lincoln. You know this, and you're as me say, you're from the sports betting world. You go off average of chances miss based on chances gain. So you, to be honest, know that it's more likely that Antonio will score more of his chances on a higher percentage than Shamar based on what's on paper. That the stats is there right now. Me and you cannot we cannot argue that. We can't argue that it's a reason why Mikel Antonio is at the top of his league right now, and he's in a tougher league and he's scoring at a higher percentage. So
No,
we
but
can't even
yeah,
have that
he's a
discussion there.
more mature player. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shamar just 24-year-old, brother. So I'm a whole heap of time to improve. So I can't give up on Shamar, brother. Antonio almost over the hill. So I can't
Yeah,
give
I
up.
won't. I won't give up on Shamar. What I think Shamar has to do too as well. I think he has to cut some weight, man. He needs to turn that into muscle. You remember a striker? You remember Adebayor? Shamar Nicholson reminds me a lot of Adebayor. Like,
No, but if you remind you, Eddie Bayo a top striker. So
yeah, but that's what I'm
nothing
saying. He
wrong with that.
reminds me. He showed me glimpse of him could be that player. But I'm saying for him to get there, for one, I think he needs to get back to that fitness where he ran on in that USA game. That's where he looked like like, bro. That image of Shamar Nicholson cannot come out of my brain when he came on in that USA game. I was like, who is this player? Like them
Shamar,
released the
he
man
did
from a
hungry.
cage.
He did
Like,
hungry that time, man. At that time he was hungry, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Stake a
it's like
claim.
it's like them release him from a cage. The man run out on the field and me I say, yo, who the monster ya? Like,
Money start make you know, man.
the man just get big and like look lazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Shamar Nicholson to me was that player that I thought could have been a starter in the English Premier League. To me, like when I saw
Not too
him
late. Me
that
think him
time.
can play. Me think him can play in the league. You know what I mean? But we too harsh on the player, man. That me think. You know what I mean? Me think we
Let
have
me see
over
one
the top
more.
on Shamar, brother.
Let me, cause you see, yeah, I'm fresh gotta go at you right now. Now you and fresh gotta chop it right now. Fresh gotta say, brother, you're biased when Roof miss me beat him. You're talking crap. Don't talk. Like you say, you don't talk in facts where you are when Roofer get beaten. Linking fans, your boys are biased. make you
No, brother. No, me
make you
never say.
blind.
Brother, me never say roof me get beat me, but not to the same level like Shamar, brother. You see the man never say Shamar for the on the bench. No, brother, the man for play. Why would you bench him for play who? How many of the players have scored for Jamaica? So why would you bench one of the top?
We actually at about. Actually, I said bet if a Boza get the chance where Bobby Reed get. Him would have dash it way too.
No, he would
Two
have
of them
scored that,
dash it
man.
way.
He would have
Two
scored
of
that.
them dash it way.
Not even all, brother. Boza get more beaten than Bobby, brother.
All right. Was it Ellsworth? I said the Ellsworth. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Let me know. Nicholas is a striker. His job is to score or assist. It's like a sniper. If you are repeatedly missing the target, you are not doing your job.
That's a nonsense, brother. That one you see a while ago, nonsense, brother.
Okay.
Strike, brother. I only if a striker miss chances, brother. I don't score alone. I'm job. He has many other jobs on the field. I see him carry out, brother. I think
Yes.
every game striker score. Look on Giroud and France win the World Cup. How much shot Giroud kick pan target? Not even one. And he starting every game.
Yeah,
Brother,
he was playing a specific
brother.
role. But Jamaica don't have the luxury. You see the problem now, Lincoln, when you're getting at them water, they know, and them you make the thing get murky because when you talk about France, no, France can actually play a player like Giroud. Because you have a Griezmann out there, and you have a Benzema, you have those players, and you have a Pogba, you have all those players. Jamaica, we don't have the leverage to have a man out there missing goals, Lincoln. That's the problem.
Brother, the coach we have to blame, brother. Develop a system where we can get chances to the strikers. Not just one in a game. 90 minutes and you have one chance. And the fans them will kill you. After you run
That's
up
why
and
we
down
have
on
to
the
have our
field.
most effective striker
What's
on the
that?
pitch then.
Brother, I mean effective striker. Not because Antonio scored 2 goals and not even 2 belter. See him?
Wait a second. Lincoln,
Doesn't
repeat
mean
Lincoln, not do it to yourself. No, Lincoln, do dog, know your sound biased, dog. You're the one to say, me know say when he said that, you know the memes that them say, the moment he realized he effed up. The man said, the man said, but Lincoln, if you can come on stream and say that Mikel Antonio didn't score 2 belter, brother, we don't know what you drink for breakfast this morning. The man scored one of the goal of potentially the goal of the year, not just in Kanka Cup. Not just in Kanka Cup. No, but Lincoln first, he take a ball from taxi by himself and go beat 2 man and score. Then the man score one impossible goal. And you say, like, bro, that's so biased, brother. That's so biased, bro.
To be fair, I'm going in a little too hard.
Because me, Lincoln, me is one of the people that one of the person always say, yo, me now go worship Mikel Antonio so fast. Him have to go prove it. And for me, he's proving it. The man score goals for scraps, for crumbs. Like he's proving it to me. I can't ask him for nothing else, bro.
True.
A crumbs him score, dog.
Brother, I don't want to put Antonio in the argument, brother. That's me. I just want to say, yo, Shamar, I would rather play Shamar than more heap other players, brother. So, you know what I mean? So, bench. Me personally wouldn't bench Shamar. That's all.
Shamar is the 3rd striker for me in this Jamaican team. Well, I would say I would have Mikel Antonio and Andre Gray. Because and not because of Andre Gray's scoring ability. Lincoln, he's very unselfish.
Yeah, man, understand.
Around the goal. And I'm a feel say, you see, that's the two players when me think say this slow down them career is Shamar Nichols and Jonah Flemings. Right at the moment where them feel said it's important, the assist is as important as the goal, brother. You see, if them can get that thing in them brain, they can become more rounded players.
No, but not all strikers are like Gray, brother. You can't say them forget that in the head. Them not have to pass the ball and them in the danger area, brother. No coach wouldn't tell a striker, say, yo, pass the ball to your next man. No, brother. Finish your chance. A striker have to be selfish in a football, brother. You have to be selfish as a striker, brother. Can't tell a striker, yo, you in a box pass it. No, brother. Kick
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other goal, brother. What kind of like great?
Fresh
That's
God
why
said.
great them not reach to the top because them pass when they score them pass it. You know what I mean? So
All right.
Moon tell Shamar if pass the ball when I'm in the box.
All right, mega read the rest of them comments and let Lincoln have him final word. And we up. We've been 10 minutes over the hour mark, and thank everybody for coming through. 90 minutes and one chance. Boza get all 5 chances in our game and miss all 5 chances. No score. Brother Lincoln fans is a Boza bias and a madman kiss me teeth. It's a fresh God. Fresh God say
Fresh
it is
God, you
bias,
know
brother.
all the Mets, man. I bet you a fresh God player we are discussing, you know.
Who a fresh God player? Who a fresh God player?
You know, man, the beloved Maggie, man.
Oh, fresh God is a Maggie fan.
Oh,
Elegant. I say elegant outlaw. Say first thing, you can't have a midfielder or a set of midfielders who can't play out from defense. Well, elegant, if you did there earlier, you would have heard when me tell you say that's why I wouldn't start Speedy Williams. I think Speedy Williams is
my
holding
brother.
the team back.
But you would have started
I-
Hector.
I-
Hector can't do it neither, brother.
why I would start Michael Hector
That
now
don't
is
make no
because
sense.
I have backup for Hector if he create if with him and Grant there if he makes any of those mistakes. But to me, having Haka and Speedy and Anthony Grant on the field, that's a to me that's a starting lineup that shows your best result is a draw. You're not playing for a win, bro. With Ravel Morrison on the bench, you have Lamar Walker, you have Haka and Speedy and Anthony Grant them out there. That tells me you're playing for a draw, bro. That's not a coach who's saying me I go for a win right now.
Not really. The coach can look on the same and play these sets. Remember, Lamar is an attacking player. You know what I mean? So if you look from the coach's point of view, you must say, oh, he's more Lamar, he's more quick on the ball than Ravel.
I don't, but he
And
came on
Lamar,
the pitch. Did you
Lamar
see
will
Lamar
score a
on the
goal.
field? You see
Lamar
Lamar on
will
the field
score
in
a
the
goal.
Gold Cup, Lincoln?
What you say?
You see when they did sub on Lamar on the field in the Gold Cup? The first thing them are dealing it. What them call that thing there in Mexico? Is it a pinata? What is the thing where you lick? Where you
Pinata.
lick pinata, where you lick it and something fly out of it? Brother, the man
Jelly.
name just a bounce around Lamar Walker. Like me, I say, like Lamar Walker, bread weight, like him light. Him light out there, them just a bounce him around. Like Tyreek Magee for me is if a player is gonna be as light as Lamar Walker, he has to be as skillful as a Tyreek Magee. That's the difference. That's the only way I think you can get away with being that light out there. But and again, Lamar Walker look a bit more active than a Tyreek Magee. That's another thing. He looked more active than though he's less skillful. He
No,
looked
he's
more
quick.
active.
He's quick. He's a quick player. That's the thing.
Okay, I don't you know that I only saw this play
He's
in
quick
about
around
3
the
games.
pitch, you know. I don't know if him just fast and foolish or him just quick around the pitch.
He's quick around the pitch.
Yeah,
All right, so we'll
that's why
keep
the
him in the
coach
warm-up
probably used him.
area and let him quick around the warm-up area, around the pitch. That's where he needs to be, around the pitch. He
No,
needs to
but
be.
him, remember, brother, that may I tell you with the weed.
And him create that goal,
Him
Bobby
create
Reed
the clearest opportunity in the
in
game.
the game.
And we
You
have
see how
beat the player.
football evil.
You see? We have beat the man. You see if that goal did go in, we would have like if sing you would praise. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
football
Brother, the
evil.
coach put the man in a brother, as I say, and the coach may blame again, brother. Cause I don't think Walker is a bad player, brother. You know what I mean? I think Walker can actually produce in the thing. But the coach set up the youth for field. So I'm not gonna really blame the players them when me know the coach now no system or no style of play.
All right. So
You get what I say?
Lincoln, just give your final words on where you see this thing going. The next January window and everything. Just your final words before we shut
Who
it down.
Jamaica play? Mexico and
Mexico.
then who?
It goes back around again, then Panama, then Costa Rica.
Brother, the two game out in the January window, I don't think Jamaica get no point, and if they remain with Tappa in charge, you know what I mean? I think they should I think them for us wipe them hands clean at top and get in a new coach for the other campaign because this a campaign over, brother. You know what I mean? So I think them for just get rid of Tappa, brother. We don't know why them a drag it on. You know what I mean? It's becoming embarrassing now. You know what I mean? I don't like the sight of it, brother. Conflict in the JF in the JFF and thing. You know what I mean? Because if five members say yo him for go and 2 plus Mr. Ricketts I say yo we are keep Tappa. Big conflict in the thing, brother. So I think them for just get rid of Tappa and get someone else, a younger progressive coach. You know what I mean? And then we can get excited again about the Jamaican team. Because right now the man them knock his stuff out of the fans them, brother.
Oh my God.
I'm not even optimistic for watch the games them, brother.
And to be honest with you, Lincoln, that's why I haven't been on stream lately as well. Like Tappa basically just him take every ounce of energy I have to support my team, bro. Like him just absorb up the energy with because we love our team, but we can't look past Tappa being the coach. That's the problem. We can't see a light at the end of the tunnel with Tappa being the coach. Because what I'm saying is Tappa is not gonna miraculously wake up tomorrow and just becomes amazing at his job.
Nothing in life no works, man.
Work so me and you know that it's a process. It's a it's a
if
process.
you have foundation, you can't just build your house, you know, you have to have a foundation. You know what I mean? And the foundation terrible. The house will collapse. You know what I mean?
I'm going to give everybody the props who has the energy to talk about Jamaican football every day. Because you know good. You know good.
Especially all a man like me who support Arsenal, brother. I know good city.
Yeah, we have. But you remember I said this on this stream, you know, right in the Gold Cup, you know, when the Gold Cup ended and Jamaica went out, I said to Ryan on the stream in front of everybody, I said, every Jamaican fan need to keep in touch with their doctors because we're not gonna get high blood pressure in the World Cup qualifier from Tappa Whitmore. And see it because me know the English Premier League are gonna start and some stress are going there so with people with them team. Manchester United fans them are mad right now. The only fans them will probably feel good right now are the Chelsea, Liverpool fans like we know we just are going bill. But if you're Arsenal too, I'm loving Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I'm enjoying watching Crystal Palace as my little fun underdog team. Yeah. I didn't get to watch their game today too. But this
game still on, man.
How long left in that game?
About 12 minutes.
And you know what? I feel like you see this international break, it affects a lot of these small teams too. A lot of time, what I notice, linking when these teams are on a nice to run and they go on the international break, they come back, they get a slow start. It's like it's slow for them to pick up. I notice that's happening.
Them are play good, you know, but you know, unfortunately. Leon them get a 1 goal and.
Where some Aston Villa them play?
Yeah.
Bailey a play today?
Yeah, man, him start.
Okay, I'm look.
You know, I'm not watching now, but they look dangerous. If them take him off in 70 minutes.
Alright, them take him off. Alright. Hello, place. If you change the ET in the middle, that doesn't warrant anything. Look, Honduras, Costa Rica. They changes. Oh yeah, they I think on how many points they have. But
brother,
yeah, we're not.
You know what me are looking to brother. You know, say if Jamaica did have to play the qualifying round, me not think about I make it last year tonight.
Oh, you mean like in a way they're under Tappa, right?
Yes, I want to look into it and I said, Jano, you know what the crew I say would I make it?
Brother, them lucky FIFA switch up the thing so quickly and we get we drop up in the comment. I say the Jamaican team, bro, I thought we looked terrible. I thought we were scraping by coming through that little area.
we wouldn't qualify if we had to play the qualifying stage. So I saw the thing, brother. I don't know. We're there
again.
19 minutes over.
19 minutes over. Thank you for coming through, Lincoln. Thank you for coming through, Dave Carter, everybody. Fresh God, Jamaican, Emilio, everybody who just came through, King Six, everybody who came through, Ryan, where they were having their watch along. So bless up everybody. See you guys again next time. Linking. I'm
Bless.
out. All
Bless.
right.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Reggae Boys fans. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan LFC. I am live still over on Ryan LFC, Liverpool versus Southampton. So if you guys interested and want to join that, you guys can come over and we'll talk a little bit about Liverpool and the Premier League. So you know it go, guys. We not only talk about the Reggae Boys, we talk about Liverpool. So I'm live now, so you guys can join over on the stream. I would really, really appreciate you guys. But big up to Fresh God, big up to every single one of you guys join the live. I will be back live with the Reggae Boys content. Look later from now. So join us live over on the Liverpool Watch Along. Until next time.